Here we have goats finally happy to eat on fermented, let's call it ensiled forage sorghum, mostly forage sorghum. This is the stuff that I had chopped through a wood chipper for anybody that's seen any of my previous videos. Goats had a more fussy palate through the fall. When there's good pasture, a goat is not going to eat this stuff. You really have to wait until the weather dictates that there's no forage, or until they've been in a paddock long enough to have really browsed it off to nothing. And I am at the point where I've got maybe I've got 3 more moves before I'm just completely out of browse. Not that there's a lot, but you know, it's obviously I'm supplementing with hay, good hay that I grew from wheat, winter wheat and a couple other things, but really, really good high quality hay that they go bonkers for. So anyway, I'm happy to say that we know that there's some decent proteins in that feed that they're eating right now, and there is a good amount of calories because I had, well, obviously she likes it because she's fighting over it. So there was I put quite a bit of molasses. In there, so you're going to get a little bit more sweetness. It's going to increase palatability. It's going to add a little bit of calories. I'm not saying nutrition, but surviving winter is about calories. It's about having energy to ruminate and stay warm. So you're burning off stored energy to maintain body temperature. That's why animals eat more in the winter. It's why if they don't eat enough, they're going to shrink down. The energy that's stored in adipocytes or adipocytes, depending on how you pronounce it, that is a cell that's designed to store fat in a lipid form. It's storing energy in a lipid form. Excessive carbohydrates, if that animal's not running up and down the road, then if it's just walking around grazing, then it is consuming carbohydrates. And if it's not burning them off, it's going to store energy in muscle glycogen in a glucose format. And anything that's in excess of glycogen storage capacity is going to be converted by the liver into a lipid. So your triglyceride, that is a lipid molecule. It's stored energy. It's firewood sitting out back. Okay, so this year's wood pile, the stuff that you're harvesting and burning now, that's your glycogen. The stuff that's in excess of what you'll burn this season and you'll store it in a wood pile for next winter, that is your lipid. That's your triglyceride. Glycogen and triglyceride. There you go. There's your 2 stored energy compartments. It's 2 tanks. When you deplete glycogen, you start going into ketosis through reverse cholesterol transport, and the liver is recalling lipids to convert them into, I think it's called lipolysis, when you convert them into a glucose and you burn them. I could be wrong on some of the details of that, and maybe it's not converted direct to glucose. You can call it something else if you want. But that's the gist of it. So, if you want to have animals through the winter, you're going to have to work through the summer to get feed for them, or you're going to have to reach in your pocket and go get it at the co-op. And you ain't making money if you're reaching in your pocket. You're making money when you're cashing checks, not when you're writing them.